It's daytime sometime, somewhere, and the Scotch test dummies are back.
It might be night where you're at. That's what
We
we've
don't
been
know.
talking about.
Where we're at, it's a certain time of day.
So what do we got here?
Talisker Storm.
And apparently Mitzi's surprise.
Let's test it. Back with a test today. We're going to look at Talisker Storm. I'm not sure if this is replacing the 10-year Talisker or not. This is supposedly a more briny, sea, maritime type.
Smoky.
Smoky.
They do a whole, they take the barrel and they kind of reconditioned it. Then they burn it again.
Yes, it is prior filled casks.
American oak.
That have been filled. They're drained. They've previously been charred.
Or they dechar it.
They dechar it, rechar it. Supposedly it's going to add some character and some depth.
Now that leads
to the Scotch.
To Mitzi's surprise, because I back in the day, I've been married twice. I feel like I've been charred and then like refurbished.
Yes.
And we'll explain Mitzi's surprise. I could go into a very long detail because it deserves the full story, which we can't do here. So Bruno always says
the Cliff Note version of Bart's first marriage.
Which is, what is it? This is what he does to me in public usually.
Bart likes it.
Well, it's funny.
Bart came home from work one day. His wife says,
first wife,
I got a job in another city.
I said, when are we going? When do we leave? It was a good paying job.
Well, actually, you thought about it.
Well, yeah.
Bart thinks about it. Goes, I don't. Okay, well, I wasn't really thinking about moving, but when are we moving? And she says, we ain't.
Surprise, getting a divorce. Now that's the Cliff Notes. Now I'll give you a little bit of the side story that's kind of funny.
Something happened a few days prior, right?
Yeah, it was like a week prior to that.
And now looking back on it, you realize.
Oh, I got it as soon as she broke the news that I wasn't moving with her. I knew what was going on. She had gone. Her mother lived, I don't know, like a couple cities over, and she went to see her. Standard thing, pretty
but close,
typical.
like 10, 15 miles away.
Yeah, not real far. Just she'd go see her like once.
And the job she got is a couple hundred miles.
Yeah, probably so. But she's seen her mom, and presumably on the way back home, when my phone rings, and it was my mother-in-law at the time, and she is bawling. I mean, and she keeps saying, I'm so sorry, Bart, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, what? What's going on? You're okay? What's happening? No, I can't believe it. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, well, what happened? And then she gets real quiet on the other end and says, I gotta go. See you later. I'm like, what was that? And my wife came home, and I was like, hey, your mom called me. Was she drinking or something? She called me and was just like bawling her head off. Her mother loved me. And I didn't get the news broken to me for like a couple more weeks, but apparently she'd told her mom that we were going to be at least separating or something. So, nothing like your mother-in-law calling you bawling because she got told before you did. And wow, what's it smell like?
Oh,
let's
definitely.
have some. That's enough. So, what Talisker Storm's been through, I've been there. I've got. I've been happily married for
a stormy
quite
marriage.
many years at this point in time. So all things always work out for the best. I've always believed that, although things were a little stormy there. I don't like to fail. I waited quite some time to get married in the first place, and it lasted 2 years. And my uncles are kind of like me, so they were calling up saying like, hey, do we get our wedding gifts back? So I was like,
how long was you married?
2 years, roughly.
Was it that long?
Yeah, it was right around 2 years. I don't remember the exact time anymore. So, but yeah, interesting times.
Yeah, looking back now, when Mitzi calls you, and you had no clue of what's going on. And what'd your wife say when she came home and you told her?
She looked perplexed, but now I realize it was more like, how much does he know? How much did she tell him? So, but I was clearly clueless. So, I do get a bit of the saltwater kind of smell to it.
Yes. Maybe that's the brine.
Yeah, that's a briny kind of smell. So, I can smell a little bit of the spice that's in there. A little bit. Almost smells a little floral to me.
Oh, wow.
I get a strong alcohol.
Yeah, I did too.
Wow.
I need to dilute. Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
I know.
Probably should have diluted a little bit more.
Got a little,
what is our...
beyond the alcohol, it's got a little bit of a bite to it. Not the alcohol bite, but my aftertaste kind of drops off a little sharp. Let me try that again.
It's definitely a Talisker, and we've liked Talisker from our first tasting. Matter of fact, the first Scotch tasting that we had, we sampled Talisker.
It's got the smoke, but it's kind of like a depth of smoke.
Yes.
It's like the smoke is deep down inside the spirit.
How deep? Down in there.
About as deep as I went after I figured out what Mitzi was really trying to tell me. This is where it was. Yeah, when I put those two together, and I thought, oh my God, she was telling family before she told me, which I guess you would. Well, I wouldn't, but.
That is good. There's definitely the sea.
I get a little
bit of the smoke.
For me, the
pepper.
It finishes a little sour for me.
I just recently learned, I did not know that swirling the Scotch in your glass helps distribute the alcohol around the glass more and helps with the flavors or the aromas, the nosing, because it spreads out the alcohol throughout the glass.
Just don't get crazy with it.
Yes.
I don't want it slopping all over the place.
Don't shoot it.
No, don't shoot it. Don't shoot it like you did my peat monster. You like our dummies? We'll talk about them a little bit here. These are our sidekicks. They're going to be showing up in some of our photo shoots, and some of our videos. So, all right. Talisker Storm and Mitzi's surprise. Salud, dummies.
Cilantro.
Cilantro. I think you said it right.
Cilantro.
Cilantro, dummies.
Yes. Afternoon. Scotch Test Dummies are back with Scott and Bart.
Afternoon.
Yes.
We don't ever time it.
We have one or
because
two.
it depends on where they're at when they're watching.
Good day.
Scott. I don't want to.
And here we go.